Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for checking back in. For those of you who are new, my name is Dave with Everything in Between. Today we're going to change out some or replace some sun visors on a 2009 Nissan Murano. I think this is the SL version. The items you're most likely going to need, don't worry about that. That is another project. We may upload that sooner or later. But you're going just to need your replacement visor, obviously. So it looks like in our situation, we're only going to need a screwdriver, and we used our trusty pick tool. Now I've seen one or two Nissan Muranos that actually have sockets to remove the screws because they have a hex head or a bolt head, and they have been 7mm or 9/32 sockets. So, but fortunately for us, we just needed a screwdriver, Phillips, and a pick tool. So let's get out there and let's tackle this real quick. Should be very easy. All right, so if you have a sun visor that with a slight bump in the road, this thing just comes down. It doesn't hold unless you like push it and like just leave it alone. But then when you hit a big bump, it's going to come down in front of your face. Replace it. If you don't have enough money to replace it, at least disconnect it and get it out of the way, because this is a safety hazard. You don't want to decapitate your brain. You get into an accident, this thing falls down and you break your nose or something like that. So let's fix this and get this going right. Okay, so I'm going to take my trusted tool pick and I'm going to see if I can, there looks like there's a notch there, but there's nowhere, no starting point that I can see. So all we're going to do is just take the pick, get it underneath, and pop it out, okay? And then you just have to go around the entire thing and just pop it out. That's all you have to do. We can go along the top here, just carefully get in there and just pop it out. So I've seen some models that have two pieces, but this is the piece that this looks like. It looks like there are 3 clips where my fingers are on the sides, and then one here in the middle that you just pop off. Oh, and 2 more on the top here. Okay, luckily for me, these are just Phillips screws. I've seen a couple online where they are 7mm or 9/32. So be prepared to have a socket for these. But fortunately for me, it's only a Phillips. So let's get these off. Okay, so that just has a little tooth. Let me see if I can flip you around. So that little groove right there, or that open mouth right there, just clamps onto the upholstery and the roof, or the metal of the roof. All right, so we're just gonna pull this out. We're going to unclip it. All right, so here's a new one in the package. I know there's bad lighting, but I'm gonna get you in the shop over there, the garage, and show you a close-up and better lighting. This is a gray. It seems like gray is the only thing they have on the aftermarkets, and this is like a tan. It's kind of, you can't really tell. You can if you know what you're looking at, but being up on top of here, I don't think we'll be able to tell. So anyway, let's unpack this and get this clipped in. All right, so here are the 2. Guess which one's which? I don't know. Which one do you think it is? So anyway, they have the same labeling. It's a little easier to read on the top one, which obviously is dirty, and you can see the words are spaced out more than the bottom, but it's exactly the same thing because it has to be by law. You have to have these on here. They both have the pull-outs on the side, right? So this is the new one. This is the old one. So you can see how much further the OEM sticks out, way out there. The top is the OEM light, and the bottom is the aftermarket light. All right, so let's get to it. So I'm gonna unravel mine just to see if I need to. You can always hook it onto the holder over here to give you a helping hand, but let's see if we get a good connection. And all right, clipped in. So before we go any further, let's see if we can turn this on, and it works. Okay. Shut up. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to just stick this back inside, and we're going to make sure we have that tooth grab in on the outside of the upholstery and the inside of the metal inside there. Okay, I think I got it. So I don't know if we can even see this. All right, so there is the grabbing of that tooth. Not sure how well you can see it, and we are using the other side to give us a helping hand. We're going to hold this and push down like that. So I think the mouth of the clip on the inside that grabs the upholstery and the piece of metal, it kind of looks like this, right? And it just slides in like that. That's basically what that little mouth is doing, and it's just holding it up there. We're gonna get our screws. Do not over tighten this. You don't want to strip them out. Just until it stops. That's it. You don't need a whole bunch of force. We're not putting brakes on or anything like that. Just until it stops. That's it. And just nice and snug. So there's the light. Oh, we didn't even have to turn the car on. Hello. There it is. Right. We have the sun visor, and that's far enough. I mean, heck, that's good enough. Just like that. I mean, the other one would have came out like right over here. But anyway, clipped in, and you cannot even tell that it is gray. I can't even see that it's gray. Where is the old one? Oh man, it matches like perfect. I mean, maybe on the screen you can see a tint difference. I kind of see a difference. Like this is tan and this one's a little grayer, but in real life, I can't tell. It actually looks like it matches the top. All right, perfect. Nice and stiff. No more falling down while we're driving in a possible accident. All right, so let's get this clip back on here real quick. All you're gonna do is go around that arm piece and snap it in, and that's it. Cool. I hope they helped you out. All right, that was it. The passenger was just as easy as the driver's side. I did that one off camera, and it took me less than 5 minutes. I should have timed it, but it was less than 5 minutes. Fortunately for me, on my model, now I've learned this over working on several different makes and models of vehicles, that there's a good percentage, but don't always count when you see somebody else online and they're saying, this is what you're going to need, this is what you're going to need. Because not every car is put together the same exact way. I don't understand. I mean, I know there's different factories that output cars, but you would think they all come from the same template and they're all put together the same way. So I've seen the same year Nissan Murano as ours, and they used the clip that came off. Mine was one piece. I've seen them in there's like there's like a two-piece to it. And the screws that were in there were Phillips head screws, so they weren't sockets or anything like that. I've seen some that were like 7mm or 9/32. Either one of those will fit if you have one of those. Now it may be a different size. I have ran across people using aftermarket bolts and screws that will fit, but the head is different. Just kind of be careful and just go in knowing that you may have to use other tools or go get other tools, but it's worth it than having to go and have somebody else do it, and then you have tools for life, those extra tools to do whatever it is you need to do on your other projects. I will show a picture up there. I like that it still had the, at the edge, it kind of went down a little bit so you can get your hand in there and pull it down with ease. It had all the same features as the OEM. The stitching job, I would say, is a B+. It's not an A like the OEM. But let me tell you this. The reason why we got the aftermarket is because they were like between $35 and $45 each at the time that we bought them. And the OEM is like $160 for one of them. So if you have to use that sun visor every single day, I would suggest to spend the money and get OEM. Unless you just don't have the funds, get the aftermarket, but just know you get what you pay for. And if you're using that thing every single day, it may not last but a few months. So save up if you have to, get the OEM. It'll be worth it if you use that thing every single day or a lot during the week. We don't use it that much. Well, my son drives it now. I don't know if he uses that much, but I just got those just because I didn't want to spend the $160 on one of them. And I was expecting them to have a huge difference in look. Online, apparently, all they have is gray on the aftermarkets. And what we have is tan. But you can not even really tell, especially when you're in the car and it's put up. They match the upholstery, so there's not a huge difference, at least on mine. But we could have easily just got the driver's side and they would have probably looked good next to each other. But anyway, we're going to keep the passenger just in case the aftermarket passenger fails. It should last a pretty long time. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. The weight, the OEM was 1 pound 7 ounces, and the aftermarket was 1 pound 5 ounces, if that matters to you. All right, hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully it helped you out. Very easy job. You should be able to do it if you have a screwdriver or even some socket sets. There's no really special tools to get in there. Even if you don't have pick tools, you can still use like a flathead screwdriver to get in there and just twist it and it should pop out. So hope you're having a good day doing whatever it is you do. We'll talk to you on the next one, and until then, peace.